Okay, y'all, I have another word that I want to give y'all. It's about a dream that I had this morning, and we're just gonna get straight to it. So I'm gonna read everything that I wrote down, and then also like give my descriptions as well, because I didn't be very descriptive. So yeah, I had a dream. There was a snake, demons in the grass. They attached themselves to people, including me. The voice was teaching someone about them and how to fight it. So when I said me, the voices, it was like um I was talking to somebody, but it was also like a narrative type of voice and stuff. And then I was just like describing what those snakes were and how they work and how they get attached to people and such and such. And the snakes are depicted as demons. They're basically demons, but they're snakes in my dream. Because I wish I would see demons in my dream. But anyway, just so you can get the image of what I'm putting out there. So anyways, the main focus point was that people have snakes attached to them, which secondhandly passes it to you. Some are aware of it. They might feel that they are too far gone to save themselves. So like describing the dream, so like I was on a walk and like I was like at my neighbor house. I don't I don't know the person that was in my dream. I don't even think I ever seen someone that looked like that in my life, and they are not my neighbor. It was just the context of the dream. And they was in their yard, and there was just snakes slithering all around it, and the snakes were sliding up people's backs. That was like the main place they was at, up their backs and like the side of their leg, their left leg, and like you could just see it slithering on them. And what I would do is like hit at them, and then when they hit the ground, you like completely slay them to the point where their skin is gone and stuff. And like that's how it looks. But there was also the snakes just coming back on you. You know, I'm gonna just finish reading, then I'm explaining. Instead, okay, you fight these snakes through action and the word, aka armor of God. I read about it yesterday in Ephesians. They will fall off according to your faith, which brings me back to another dream, which I'll explain. Once you are free from sin, stay away from people, thoughts, and places that open doors to backsliding. According to Jesus, stronger snakes are removed from praying and fasting. I was definitely targeted, which I was. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain. What was I gonna explain? Right. So when so when the snakes come on you, you're not literally gonna be hitting them like I did in my dream, because obviously it don't work like that, and you can't see the demons. And if you can, I'm really sorry. You know. So basically, instead of like actually fighting them, you have to be praying and rebuking and reciting scripture. And like if you're not doing that, you'd be changing, like going to the club, and lust could have been one of those sins that invited this snake slash demon in your life. And what you would do is stop going there and stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about men and women. Stop thinking about porn and all that stuff that will open the door to let that snake inside of you or on you. And then you'll be slaying it, and for good. Even just the thought of that will open a door and get them closer to you. And like the more you allow yourself to think and act like that, the bigger the door is going to be. So just try to keep it shut very tight. Keep it on a leash. And then the ones you just feel like you just out of control and stuff, then you pray and fast, and that's how it's done. So all of that together is a must. It's real hard, and there's temptation, and there's the failing and having to get back up and such and such. You just got to keep going. That's life. nothing's ever just gonna stop. So it is what it is. It's your lifestyle now. And then I'm going to read Ephesians. It was Ephesians 6:10 through 18. I'm going to read it, and it's the armor of God. So finally, I read it last night. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was supposed to read yesterday, as always, but like I kind of dragged it out through the day. It was my off day, y'all, and I was tired. And I waited till like 11 o'clock to actually read. So Lord forgive me, and don't judge me. Hey, so finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Pray also for me, that whenever I speak, words may be given me, so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should. Hey, I need that prayer. Somebody make that prayer for me too. Anyways, so yeah, I think it was meant for me to read that yesterday because it like fully matches with the dream that I had, and I didn't even realize that until now and stuff. And like I also wanted to mention the part where I say that the snakes be on other people and that you should stay away from people with them. I'm not saying that you should act like you better than other people, because again, it's not a battle against flesh and blood, but in the spirit. So, and I'm also not saying you should stay around them, okay? So when there's someone that, you want to help them, you want to save them, and it just doesn't happen, they just don't want the help, that's when you remove yourself from that situation, because whatever they got going on is going to be on you as well. Like, for an example, it could be they're struggling with an addiction, and like it's making people around them suffer. Like, hey, can I have this money so I can do this? And like you got to deal with wondering if they're going to actually use it for what they're asking you for, or for the thing that they're addicted to. And like endless emotional distress on others as well. It's just a lot. So you have to eliminate yourself from that situation. Or it can be like the person could be abusive, or been abused, but they don't want help whatsoever, and then there's nothing you can do. It's some things we just can't control, and that's when you just have to let go and let God, and remove yourself from a situation, or you're going to be feeling that stress, that negative energy on you, because that's not your snake. That's not your battle to fight. You did your part. All you need to do is pray for them at this point, okay? And so now we're going to go to the other dream that I had. I was supposed to make a video on that a hot minute ago, and I didn't. Yeah, boo to me. But now I don't feel so bad. So I had a dream. I feel like I talked about this dream before, but I just don't remember, and I don't know which video it was. But I was walking with my brother, I believe, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, he ended up not being my brother and ended up being like some demon or something. But I think my brother was actually with me at some point. And then I tried to rebuke it. I was like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And, I was saying that it had no authority on me. I was saying all of that. But the demon was just looking at me and smiling like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, God, why is nothing happening? And so I think I asked God to, wake me up from the dream or something. Because at that point I knew it was a dream. Because, like, once something starts attacking you, you immediately know like, oh, it's time to go, it's time to get up, you know. Well, at least I do. I train myself to wake myself up out of my sleep whenever something like dangerous happens to me in my dream, because at some point my dreams were like extremely vivid and sometimes it would get violent, and I had to train myself to waking up through sleep paralysis and waking up, but sometimes I don't even wake up for real, but I think I'm up. Like, I had to train myself. It was a lot going on, okay? And that was in the beginning of my faith, where, like, you know, when you first start being like spiritual and stuff and you start seeing the spirit realm a little bit more, it gets scary and things start changing mentally. Your dreams change drastically. Like, sometimes you don't even know you be asleep when you dreaming, because the dreams just be that vivid. And so sometimes it would just be so traumatic that I would have myself wake up, and if I can't, I pray to God to wake me up, and he actually does it, which is also great. Anyways, back to the point. So after like God woke me up and stuff, I was talking to him. I was like, hey God, I think I was still dreaming, but it was like a separate dream where me and him was isolated, and I was talking to him. I was like, hey God, how come the demon didn't go away after I rebuked it? And then, you know, it wasn't listening to me and such. And he said, hey, it did listen. You know, you did rebuke it at that point. It wasn't your battle no more, but you kept going on because you didn't believe it and such. He was like, at that point, it really don't have authority over you and it cannot touch you. But it was using your fears against you because it knew that you didn't know that. And so it was like taunting you. And I was like, oh. So basically, according to your faith is what would happen. If you don't think that if you don't think that it has been rebuked, that it has been removed, then it won't be. Well, it will, but it won't at the same time, because like, you're in control. You the one who established that authority, and if you don't, then it's gonna ridicule you. It's gonna look at you and laugh because, aha, you don't know who you are. Haha, you don't know what you can do. And I'm gonna use it against you. They're taking advantage of you because you have no faith. Okay? And that's also why I said here, where was it? Give me a second. So when I was talking about the snakes, I said they will fall off according to your faith. And, you know, that was when they reminded me of the dream. So basically, like, it's like the faith without action thing. How they're going hand in hand and stuff. So if you have no faith and you just doing stuff, then it's just not gonna work. Like when who was that, Peter, when Jesus told him to walk in the water and he got in it, it was cool. But as soon as he got he got scared or something because of the storm, he was sinking because of his faith. Now, hey, that should be all I have to say about that, you know. But that was the dream, basically, like me needing to tell you that that's what you're gonna have to do when it comes to these battles, because we're getting to a point in this world where a lot of spiritual warfare is happening now, and we're gonna have to have that faith to be able to fight and stand up for ourselves against these forces and such, because like, we can't be gullible out here. We can't be naive and not knowing better when it comes to like fighting these spiritual battles, you know. So we gotta be confident in whatever you're saying. When you recite these scriptures, you gotta mean it and you gotta believe it and know that this is actually God speaking. This was Jesus saying this in the flesh. He was real. He was walking. He was saying these things to people and they was obeying. So just like that, you have to do the same. It was gifted to us. God gifted that to us to be able to use to protect ourselves here on this earth. So you need to act like it. Don't say you believe in God. Don't say you believe that he actually was out here if you're not actually going to believe it by putting it into action. Speak it into existence and know that it's the truth, okay? You get what I'm saying? So now I don't gotta explain no more. But yeah, that's all that was wrote. And oh yeah, let me just go ahead and read this last part. We are entering times where our faith is needed. We don't want any reason for God to deny our mark of Christ. So stay holy. So in the other video, I had told y'all that God is starting to go and mark people. You know, where he sends the witness, I think it was witness, to go put the marks of Christ on the foreheads of his people, right? And whoever didn't have that mark would get slayed, you know. And I want mine, you know. And you ain't gonna get it if you ain't applying these things, because we about to be fighting battles for real. So not only is it gonna be a physical war up out here, but it's gonna be a spiritual one. Y'all gotta be ready. So yeah. Now, this whole thing is reminding me of a whole nother dream, but I don't really remember the context of it, and I'm not going to say nothing about it because I don't know exactly what's going on just yet. And I had it years ago when I was having those crazy dreams. They kind of pipe down a little bit, but I get them occasionally, and that's how I be knowing sometimes when God want me to say something. When I like all of a sudden have a crazy vivid dream out the blue. But yeah, mine is here, and I just pray that y'all take this and apply it, and I pray that I do the same, and that we all be good out here. And yeah, be blessed, stay away from the snakes, and I hope that I didn't say anything too distracting to make you forget everything I told you. And if that's the case, please watch it again. And that's all. Thank you for watching.